Hi! Hi. What are you doing? Drinking water? I like drinking water too. That's nice. Where's your mom? I don't have a mom. She died in a car crash when I was 3. I'm so sorry. Where's your caregiver? Do you like my swan pants? They're like really cute, right? Yeah, you know, kids, they have no filter. As a kid, I had no filter, like at all. I was just talking. When you grow up, you lose that ability to just go up to people and talk to them and have a good conversation with them. Being able to go up to somebody and talk to them and keep a conversation going is extremely important. It's something that you're gonna use every single day. It is very difficult to be able to be successful and just not talk at all with other people. You're gonna have to converse with people. So here's how. The way I practiced or learned how to talk to people like more confidently was literally just complimenting people. Obviously I don't lie, but if I see somebody with like really cute dress, being able to overcome the fear of going up to somebody and start talking to them is difficult because you just there's so much things that are a mystery and you don't really know at first. But when you go compliment someone, you know exactly how it's gonna go. Oh, your dress is really nice. I could go up to somebody, this girl, and I would say oh, your dress is really nice. And 9 times out of 10, 99.99% of the time, that person will just say, oh, thanks. And that's it. You know how the conversation is gonna go, and in that head, it gives you a foundation to build off of. Obviously, that's not gonna be if you want to make friends, that's just not gonna be the only thing you need to know. But that's a starting point. Cause with me, the problem was I was just really scared to go up to people because I just didn't know what they were gonna say. But when you compliment somebody, you might as well just say 100% of the time they're just gonna say thank you and move on with their life, and that's it. And I used to feel very accomplished in myself going up to people, and really it puts a smile onto their face. It makes their day, and to me, seeing that person smile because of me, it just makes me feel really good about myself. It just really does. Unfortunately, there's no way to speed up the process of you getting used to it because it's genuinely just in your mind. It's just your subconscious mind. You have your conscious mind and your subconscious mind. And your subconscious mind is telling you, this is not comfortable, this is not fun, I don't want to do this. But you do not grow if you feel comfortable all the time. There are gonna be times where you have to feel uncomfortable because that's how you grow. You start exercising, it's not gonna feel comfortable at first. It's not, but it's good for you. When you want to go up to somebody and talk to them, it's not gonna feel comfortable at first. But it's good for you. It's a good learning experience for you. And you take this as a way of advice. You could be talking about, I don't know, how the weather is today. Small talk is kind of awkward, okay? But once you find a conversation or a topic that both of you are passionate about, the conversation will flow so nicely. Trust me. Just trust me. And maybe, you know what? Maybe I'm lying. But will you ever know if you don't try it? No. What's the worst that can happen? That person just walks away from you. That's it. You will forget about that person in a couple of days. It's fine. It's fine. But conversations will flow easily. Trust. You could have a good amount of small talk, and then once you find something, it will grow. Think about small talk as a tiny little seed, and it has all its tiny little roots. And once you find a root that's really good, you take out that root and it just magically grows into a tree. I don't know where I was going with that one, but you get the point. You get the metaphor. Oh, so what did you do today? And that person could reply they could actually reply with something oh, I was buying a dress today and at this new boutique or something. Or they could be oh, nothing much. And then you could with those two things, the nothing much, like, it comes with people who are a little bit more awkward and just like kind of surprised because you're just like coming out of nowhere and just start talking to them. But you know what? You have to be comfortable with that. It sounds uncomfortable, but you just gotta keep going. Like, you gotta build on it. You could just say, oh, I really like your outfit. Where did you get it from? That person could say, I got it off of Yes Style or Hot Topic or Abercrombie & Fitch or Aritzia or whatever. And if you like one of those brands, you could say like, oh, I really like one of those brands too. And just really build off of that and say like, I have this many, like I love this brand, and then it just goes on and on and on. And when you could be talking about pants at one point, and then like sooner or later you'll be talking about colors and what your favorite color is, and like you'll build off of that. It's really hard to describe it, but you will be able to build off of everything. Small talk can be uncomfortable and just awkward at times, but it really is just a breeding ground for other topics, because you can't just go outright to somebody without knowing who they are or what they like or anything, without, and just like talking to them and expecting for them to be able to relate to you or, you know, talk to you. The reason why we have small talk is, imagine if I just went up to somebody and say like, man, I really like hot dogs. It's awkward. It sounds awkward, right? Small talk is like the transition words of an essay, or like it smooths along the conversation. Small talk, maybe you hate it, maybe you love it, or maybe you don't care for it. But it's gonna be like your way of putting yourself into the position of another person. Because then you learn more about them, and then you have more topics to talk about. Once you like kind of build on that, you can just literally ask, oh, do you wanna be friends? The worst they could say like, no. And you know what? Rejection hurts, okay? Rejection does hurt. I used to be a Girl Scout, and I would try to sell people cookies. And you know what they would say? Maybe later, sweetheart. I'll come around later. And you know what they do? They never come around. You never trust those Girl Scout buyer cookies, because they never buy your Girl Scout cookies. Anyways, back to the small talk. The worst that they can say is no. If they don't want to be your friend, don't try to push on them, because this is not some situation where they have to be your friend. It's their choice. And maybe that person just wasn't working out. There's other people. 8 billion people in the world. Hold on. I'm trying to make a point here. Okay. So you see, there are 8.1 billion people in the world. You have to try really hard. Like, you have to try so hard to not be able to talk to those people, to make friends with them. Until you meet all of those 8.1 billion people, I do not want to hear you say, oh, nobody wants to be friends with me, everyone hates me. You have not even met these people yet. These people are living in different countries. You have not met them yet. Go out and talk to them. Go out to talk to people. Just talk. Talk to yourself. Talk to the wall. Talk to everybody. Just talk, because there's so much you can learn about life. I feel like life, a lot of it is just learning. Sometimes I'll be just walking down the street, and I see somebody and they're walking their dog, and I'm like, oh, your dog's cute. And I really just had this moment of realization was my car. And I was just looking around, and I just saw so many cars. But every person in a car around you, like you're on the highway or something, that person has a life. Like, they have a story to them. They have a life, and they probably have so many interesting things about them, and you just don't know it yet. Just like there's just things that you don't think about. Like, you go to freaking, I don't know, Sephora or something. You're trying to pick up makeup, right? You don't think about the other people around you. But once you realize how many people you're around daily, it opens up so many opportunities just to learn about people and to make friends. So yeah, you're gonna have to talk to people. You want friends? Talk to people. You want to learn more? Talk to people. People have experience that you may not have, because everybody is unique. Everybody has different experiences. And you know what? That's life, and it's great. It's great. People are unique. That's great. Imagine how boring the world would be if everybody was just copy and paste of everyone. Like, sure, we want to find people who are relating to us and like similar to us, but at the same time, it's nice to be able to talk to somebody with things that you weren't able to view in a way. People have different perspectives on life, and sometimes those perspectives can really open up your minds and help you figure out a problem that really you weren't able to figure out on your own. You can't live life completely alone. Like, you go to work, there are going to be people that work with you. Like, you want $1 million business, you cannot work alone to make that $1 million business. There are going to be times where you have people and it's nice for them to help you. I just like talk. I just like talking. It's so easy for me to be able to just flow along the conversation. But yeah, as a kid, I used to be a very talkative kid. So that's probably where it came from. I was around many adults in my life because my parents owned a business where it was relating with a lot of customers. So I would just be around that building and I would just talk to people. You know, why not? That's it. That's how it was. And it's just like, that's how you build up your conversational skills. It's just by talking to people. There really is no set way of being able to have a personality or talk to people smoothly and normally. But in my experience, I had a big part of my life where I just did not talk to anybody. I was very insecure about myself. Before having relationships, before seeking out friendships, you really have to make time for yourself first. And that doesn't mean like once you make relationships, you shouldn't have time for yourself. No, you always have to have time for yourself. But when you're like extra insecure and you're not feeling it, you can build your confidence up by talking to other people. Because that is another way you can feel confident. People have confidence in abilities or hobbies or really anything. And when you have confidence in yourself, you're basically saying, I'm confident because I have this and I'm good at this. And because of this, I'm confident. And whether that could be, oh, I'm really good at drawing, so I'm confident in that. When you want to stop being insecure and stop sitting at home and go out and be able to talk to people and be your desired self, you actually have to get out and talk to people. I used to be like, I wish I had friends. I wish I had people to talk to. You're not gonna be able to talk to people if you're just in your apartment. I could go around and talk to my freaking Sealy. I could talk to Sealy right now. And I could just talk about my life and everything. And I do, like, look at him. Shut up. But the point is, you need to go out. You need to talk to people. Oh, it's scary to talk to people. What do you mean? It's gonna be forever scary if you don't actually get used to it. Yeah. Things don't change unless you change them. Talking to somebody is the same as learning how to draw or learning how to paint. You're not gonna be good at it at first. No one is good at it at first. But once you keep doing it, you're gonna get a little bit better. But it's like a unique thing about you. Everybody has like this unique art style, this unique way of drawing or something. Like, this is my example, okay? So my way of making friends or speaking to someone else is not gonna be your way of speaking to someone or, you know, making friends with them. Because you don't want to be a copy. You want to express your uniqueness. And it's hard, okay? No one's saying it's not. I'm not saying it's not. It is so difficult to be able to express yourself and just talk to people. Just really put yourself out there. Because I used to be the person to go on YouTube and I would be like, how to get a personality, how to be funny. There's nobody who could tell you how to have a personality, how to be funny. My personality came from years of dealing with people who are really stupid and just make me want to boil my life. Sometimes the best way of practicing talking to somebody else is talking to yourself. If you could keep a conversation with yourself, you could keep a conversation with anybody. Because yourself, like, you don't reply to yourself. Like, sometimes I do, actually. Sometimes I do. Look at the mirror and just start talking to yourself. If you can not get embarrassed by talking to the mirror, you won't get embarrassed by talking to someone else. Start talking to yourself in a camera or your phone, or just record yourself and just talk about your life. Just think about it. I do it all the time. I talk to my camera and the conversation kind of flows. The camera is not replying to me. I am just talking. I'm just having fun. I'm talking to you right now. Being able to talk to something or somebody, it just really makes you feel better. You get better at something when you do it a lot. The scariest part about talking to someone is actually going up to them. Because once you actually start talking to them, the conversation just flows. Like I said before, it goes like this. It's flowy. Your arms are flowy. Like that. I've also had like times where I'm just like really awkward. Like, I go up to somebody and they just look at me like I'm crazy. And you know what? You're gonna meet people like that because there's just so many people. You're gonna have a person that is super excited to talk to you. And then another person that is just looking at you weird. And you know what? You have to learn how to take the hint and you just move on. It's okay to feel bad, but eventually you're gonna have to get over it because that person is gonna forget about you in a day. Because they don't know you. You don't know them. You've barely even talked to them. There's gonna be other people. Just look left, look right. I mean, like, not in your, maybe you're in your room, but whatever. You go to a mall, right? For example, if I went to Hudson Yards right now and I look around, like, I see hundreds of people from all these different places and hundreds of people to meet. You never know who you're gonna meet. So you really just have to be authentic in yourself. Because you don't know who you'll meet and you just don't know who that person's gonna be. That person could be a millionaire from overseas or something. Or that person could just be a regular person. Just a person who works a 9 to 5, goes home, has some time to themselves. And it really doesn't matter whoever that person is. You will learn something from everybody. Everybody that you talk to, like there's a reason why you decided to come to them. Let me word that differently. There's a reason why, coincidentally, that person that you picked to talk to was them. I always have this thing, like, call me delusional, I really don't care, but I have this thing where I truly believe that everything will work out for me. Some things, like, at first I think like, oh man, that sucks. There's something that just don't work out in my life. But you really don't know if something was bad until you move on from it and you look back. Because at a time when I was with that friend, I was literally devastated when I lost her. I was like, that was my only friend. Like, I have nobody else to talk to now. Like, what am I gonna do? Who else am I gonna talk to? But after that, I was able to move on. I made so many other more people. And I was just able to make myself more confident in myself. Just talk to people. See how it goes, you know? You have like this one life to live. You might as well just talk to people. Oh, so what if you're embarrassed? Your embarrassment could be a little time, but the amount of things that I have learned, even past the embarrassment, from other people that I just talk to and just share about too, it's so worth it. Yeah, it's embarrassing sometimes, but it's just so worth it. This tiny bit of fear that you have in yourself, it will go away once you realize that not everybody, like, when you go up to somebody, you don't have to automatically put them on a pedestal. You don't know. You don't automatically think that this person is going to insult you and not want to talk to you. They have not met you yet. You have not met them yet. You can't be making assumptions about people. You can't. It's bad. Don't make assumptions out of people out of nowhere. If you really want to know something about someone, just go talk to them. So, yeah. Go out. Talk to people. I don't know how to end this video.